टाइप कर गया है ब्रैकेट ब्रैकेट कैसे
Hello students, welcome to April attempt, the second session of JEE Main 2025. In this session, from the overall feedback, what we are listening from our students is that the test paper is very much comfortable. So it is on average level only, less than moderate level. So we are feeling happy listening to this. That comparative to the first attempt, that is a January attempt, they are feeling much more comfortable, right? So the questions from some chapters are given more weightage, and from some chapters the questions haven't come also. So let us see how the paper is there, and we are collecting the questions from different students now, and we will be discussing the test also. And I also invite our Vivek sir, maths faculty, to share some of his views on April attempt. Sir, please.
Yeah, hi, how are you? All of you, I think fine. So as I was seeing the 10 question, based on that we can identify almost the 10 are the similar only as we can see into the January attempt. So question again came from the vector 3D, we can find the question is there. Permutation combination question, which is the numbering type of, so we have to be counting type of question, it is there. Almost sir, a similar type of the trend is coming.
So how was the level, sir?
Level, whatever the 10 question we can see, sir, we can say average only it is there.
Achha.
We don't know what the rest 15 question it will come.
Okay.
But based on the 10 question, we can say level is the average only. We can't say like a very difficult question.
So that's a good thing listening from maths point of view, because many of the students will be feeling challenging the maths paper. So hope it will be doing best, and we will start our solutions part now. I will start with chemistry, and then subsequently we will go with physics and maths also. Thank you. Yes. Yes, sir. I will start with chemistry first.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
So let's see the first question. Which of the following is correct order for basic strength of amines in aqueous medium? So this is one of the very basic question, and in fact it is a question from NCERT itself, right? And if you see the options, they have given the they have asked the basic strength of aliphatic amines with respect to methyl group as the substituent, with respect to methyl group as the substituent. If you see the general order, right? General order is secondary amines R2NH greater than tertiary amines R3N greater than primary amine RNH2 greater than ammonia. This is a general order, right? But this is the order which is suitable for only when the alkyl group is any alkyl group other than methyl. That means starting from ethyl, propyl, butyl, isobutyl, N-butyl, tertiary butyl, whatever, cyclohexyl, anything. So for all the alkyl groups, this is a general order, but for methyl group, the order will become, secondary amine greater than primary amine greater than tertiary amine, then ammonia, right? And this is what he is asking, the order. So this is a very basic point from straight away from the NCERT itself. So student might have felt happy, comfortable by seeing this question, right? As it is a direct question. So where is the secondary amine here? This is starting with the primary amine. No. Primary amine, no. This is starting with tertiary amine, right? So secondary amine is here. Then coming to primary amine is there. Then coming to tertiary amine is there. And ammonia is there. So straight away you can say that option 3 is the correct answer, right? So next question you see, this is from 12th standard. Basically it is from carboxylic acid and its derivatives, but this question is also to a very low or entry level of question from carboxylic acids and derivatives. You can see the question here, which of the following molecule hydrolyzes faster? Which of the following molecule hydrolyzes faster, right? And these are the questions collected from the students. Therefore, some questions will have some data incomplete, but we are trying to make it a complete question and explain you, but there can be little difference from the original question in the form of format or values or any options, sequence, anything, right? So these are the first cut questions we are collecting from the students. Therefore, they can be in a raw manner, right? So coming back to the question, which of the following molecule hydrolyzes faster? So basically, the point is that he is asking there is some carboxylic acid derivative, like let's say like a RC double bond O Lg, right? And Lg is the leaving group here, and this compound is to be hydrolyzed. So water molecule will act as the nucleophile here. This nucleophile has to go and attack onto acyl carbon, that this pi bond will be shifting onto oxygen, that results in the formation of a tetrahedral intermediate RCO minus Lg Nu, right? From this intermediate, the one of the group has to leave. O minus cannot leave. Nucleophile is the one which has just attacked here. I will write it as a water molecule itself. OH2 plus, right now, and Lg is there. So Lg is the one which will be leaving the reactant molecule, right? So when Lg is going along with the bonded electrons, O minus negative charge electron pair will be trying to form the bond, that results in the formation of the product RC double bond O OH2 plus. From here, a proton will be removed off, which results in the formation of RC double bond O OH. So this is what the hydrolysis reaction of carboxylic acids, and in this reaction, what is the RDS step here is formation of the intermediate, right? And the reactivity of the reaction will be depending on what is the leaving group. What is the leaving group ability, or you can say that nucleophigality, which is the leaving group which can have the best tendency to go out, that will be forming the product faster, right? So in these four options, you have to see what is the leaving group ability between NH2 minus, then Cl minus, then CH3, that is this one, right? C double bond O, O minus, and OCH3 minus, CH3 O minus, right? So these are the four leaving groups, and leaving groups, weak bases are good leaving groups. So when you are checking the acidic strength of their respective conjugate acids, right? Acidic strength of respective conjugate acids, this is ammonia, conjugate acid is ammonia, HCl, then acetic acid, then methanol, right? So these are the conjugate acids. So first I will take the acidic strength of the conjugate acids. So if you see, the strongest acid here will be HCl, right? Na? HCl is the strongest acid. After HCl comes acetic acid. After acetic acid comes methanol, and then will come ammonia. This is the acidic strength order. If this is the acidic strength order, what will be the basic strength order? It is opposite, right? An acid, a strong acid will have its conjugate base weaker. So basic strength will be Cl minus less than CH3, COO minus less than CH3, O minus less than NH2 minus. So Cl minus is the weakest base and NH2 minus is the strongest base, right? Now from here, what is the leaving group ability? Leaving group ability is inversely proportional to basic strength. That is, weak bases are good leaving groups, strong bases are poor leaving groups, right? So leaving group ability will come to Cl minus greater than CH3COO minus greater than CH3O minus greater than NH2 minus. That means you can say here Cl minus is the best leaving group. So if a Cl minus is the best leaving group, this compound acid chloride will be undergoing the SN2TH reaction fastest. The mechanism will go fastest, right? Na? So this is the one with the best leaving group, readily leaves the reactant molecule. So option 2 will come. The fastest reaction will be by second one, then by third one, anhydride, then by ester, and then last or least reactivity will be from the amide, because amides NH2 minus is a very strong base. It is a very poor leaving group, right? So hope you have understood this question also. Very basic question. Again, it is also there in NCERT textbook. It is a basic entry level question from carboxylic acids and derivatives. And the third question came from biomolecules, particularly from amino acids chapter. It's a very simple question. You can see here which amino acid is optically inactive. There will be no student who do not know this point, right? Among the 20 naturally occurring amino acids, one and only amino acid which is optically inactive is what? Glycine. That is what the question he has asked. Very basic, very fundamental question that directly anybody can give this question within 1 second, right? So glycine is the one which does not have a chiral center. Therefore, it will be having optical inactive. It will be optically inactive. Rest of the amino acids are optically active. Then coming to the next question, say, this is also very interesting, very standard important type of question about aromatic, non-aromatic and anti-aromatic species, right? So we know what rules will decide who will be aromatic species, who will be anti-aromatic species, and what type of molecules or species will behave as non-aromatic species also. So one of the simplest question here from general organic chemistry. Most of the questions we have done from our reso material sheets and DPPs about this type of questions. We give the list of examples, 50-60 examples we give, in which we need to, that means a student need to practice which molecules are aromatic or anti-aromatic or non-aromatic, right? So let's get into the question here. Out of the following species, which one is anti-aromatic? For anti-aromatic, 3 conditions are there to be satisfied. First one is molecule should be cyclic, and all the species are cyclic here. So all of them are satisfying the condition. The second option, the second condition they have to follow to be anti-aromatic is planar. Planar, right? First one is a planar. Second one is planar, third one is planar, fourth one is not planar. Why? Because this is a cyclooctatetraene. It will be having a boat shaped structure, right? So that is something like this. In this manner, the molecule will be there. This is a non-planar molecule. Therefore, this cannot be the answer, because for the molecule or species to be anti-aromatic, it should be planar, but it is non-planar, right? And coming to third option, there should be foreign pi electrons. There should be foreign pi electrons, right? For aromatic, again cyclic, planar, but there should be 4n plus 2 pi electrons, right? For aromatic. But for anti-aromatic, 4n only pi electron should be there. Now let us count here how many pi electrons are there in the first molecule, right? These are 2 electrons here, 2 electrons here, and negative charge means 2 more electrons. Total 6 electrons are there. 6 pi electrons is of 4n plus 2, right? And then coming to this one, 2 electrons here, 2 electrons here, and 0 electrons here. That is a 4 pi electrons. This is the example of a 4n, right? And coming to third one, 2 pi electrons here and 0 electrons here. This is again 2 pi electrons, which is a 4n plus 2, right? So this is aromatic, this is a anti-aromatic, this is also aromatic, and this is a non-aromatic, right? So in this manner, very simple, you can recognize that the second option, cyclopentadienyl cation. Cyclopentadienyl cation is the one which is anti-aromatic species, right? So very simple, very easy, right? So it is a very basic important question from chemistry, from GOC chapter in particular. And coming to fifth question, this question is from properties, physical properties of groups, right? Particularly they are asking from a 17th group, right? So it can be discussed under a periodic table, or it can be discussed even under our P block also, 12th standard P block, 15th to 18th group also. In Group 17, which property does not follow a regular trend? Does not follow regular trend. This type of terms we have to be very important. Does follow, does not follow. So very properly we have to see the question. The first time we are reading, that time itself we have to properly read the question and understand it and mark this type of crucial points which will make the question deciding, right? Na? So which is the property which does not follow a regular trend, right? So it is like a ionic radius from top to bottom, that is from fluoride to iodide. The size will go on increases. There is no abnormality in ionic radius. So this cannot be the option. Then ionization energy. Down the group, ionization energy decreases as size increases. There is no abnormality here also. There is no problem here also. And coming to covalent radius, that is a atoms covalent radius, neutral atoms covalent radius, that also regularly decreases, regularly increases down the group. There is no abnormality here also. But when you come to electron affinity, what we expect is electron affinity from top to bottom to decrease, right? Expected electron affinity is fluorine greater than chlorine greater than bromine than iodine. But what is observed is fluorine will go behind chlorine. The most highest electron affinity atom is chlorine but not fluorine. Understanding? So this is because fluorine size is very small, but 7 valence electrons are there. Suppose you say this is a fluorine, 7 valence electrons are there, and this is chlorine. This also has 7 valence electrons, but fluorine with the 7 valence electrons, as surface area is lesser, the electron density thickness is more, whereas chlorine having the same valence electrons but surface area is more, the electron density thickness will come lesser. Therefore, when you are adding electron to this one, there will be repulsion, right? But when you are adding electron to this one, no repulsion. Therefore, electron can be easily added to chlorine atom in comparison to fluorine atom. That is the reason why for chlorine, the energy released during addition of electron will be much higher in comparison to amount of energy released when electron is added to fluorine. Therefore, fluorine goes lesser than chlorine. Therefore, the order will become chlorine to be with the highest electron affinity or maximum energy to be released, then fluorine, then as usual bromine and iodine. So this is the abnormality we observe in electron gain enthalpy or electron affinity, right? So therefore, this is the fourth option in which abnormality is there. So in this manner, whatever the first 5 questions we have discussed, they are all of low level, very easy, entry level only, very comfortably. Hope the students might have done comfortably. Now I invite our Shishir sir to continue with some of the questions collected from physics subject, right? Thank you.
Hello students. So Satyam. So I hope your exams are going good, and those who are just going to give next exam, they are well prepared. So as we knew that, okay, last time also we discussed that thing, that we were expecting that the paper will be of same level, and as we can see, that paper is almost coming up to the same level only, right? Like as our MBK sir discussed that chemistry paper, you saw that, okay, the questions are almost very basic level. If you know the formula, if you have just gone through the theory, you will be able to solve the question. Okay, in the same way in physics also, like those who have given the paper, they know that, okay, what was the level of paper. Like as of now, what we have seen, the paper level was very, very easy. Not even a like single question where there we can say that, okay, it was very, very hard. 1-2 question, depending on the easy level, we can put at a like, okay, this will be a hard level. But if we compare from the previous few years questions, then in the comparison to that, not even a single question was tough. Okay, so let's see some question and let's move. Okay, so just okay, so this was the first question. Here they are saying that there is a rod of mass m and length L and its moment of inertia is alpha. Okay. Now we know that I of a rod about the axis passing through center and perpendicular to the length of the rod. So if this is a rod and this is the axis, then we know that its moment of inertia is ml square upon 12, right? Now they took the same rod and they divided it into two equal half, and then they are giving it like this, means mass of each rod will become m upon 2 and length will obviously become L upon 2 because L by 4, so this is L by 4, so L upon 2. So when the mass is becoming m upon 2, so I dash for one of the rod is m upon 2 into length is also L upon 2 whole square upon 12. That is 1 upon 8 ml square upon 12. So I net finally will be 2 times, because there are 2 rods like this. So 2 times of this thing will become 1 upon 4 ml square upon 12, that is alpha, because this was given as alpha. So alpha upon 4. So this is the correct option. So this was from rotation chapter and the topic was moment of inertia, just a basic question of moment of inertia. Now the next question is 2-point charge q and 9q are placed at a distance of L from each other, then the electric field is 0 at. Now see, here there are 2 charges q and 9q. Now they are saying that if they are kept at a distance of L, then what is the position at which the net electric field is 0? We have done this question in the very basics, right? So here we just have to check the options that okay, they are given from that, okay, 9q or q. So I have taken like from here that at a distance x from charge q the net field is 0. I am taking like that. So if I am taking like that, then k q upon x square will be equal to k into 9q upon L minus x whole square. So from here L minus x will be, x square will go on the other side, taking a square root we will get 3x, right? From x, here x is coming L upon 4. So at a distance L upon 4 from charge q or 3L upon 4 from charge minus q. So here, 9q. So from 9q there is no option which is having 3L upon 4, but here from charge q, L upon 4 is the distance, so this will be the correct answer, okay? Now moving to the next question. A square shaped lambda of mass m kg is at rest, okay? Now if it is at rest, then there can be a contradiction here that okay, this is rest means translationally rest or rotationally rest, but if it is at rest, then it will be at equilibrium. What they are trying to ask, okay, as it is a memory based question, so rest doesn't mean that okay, it will be at equilibrium, but here actually they are trying to ask that okay, it is at equilibrium, okay. So as it is a memory based question, we got it from the student, we are just taking it like that only, but I think that here they would have asked that okay, it is at equilibrium. Rest means it is at rest, but after that also it is not accelerating, no rotation, no translation. So in that case, if this question is correct and the diagram is correct, then what will be the value of this force F so that this system should not move, okay? So over here, obviously this force value will be what? 10 Newton, right? Because if I am putting 10 Newton there, then net horizontal force, like in the horizontal direction, 10 Newton is there, 10 Newton is there, they are balancing each other. Here in the vertical direction, 10 and 10 is balancing, 10 and 10 is balancing. Only this 10 will be balanced by this force. So this should be 10 Newton only, then only it will get balanced. So this will be the correct answer here. And if you are considering rotational motion, then also it will be a 10 Newton only, because the net torque will become 0 in that case, okay? Now moving to the next question. In the figure shown, there is an infinite plate, okay, and there is a pendulum which is having a charge q and mass m, but it is at equilibrium here, okay, the pendulum is at equilibrium here. So we have seen in this type of question we apply like this will apply an electric field, so that's why here F electrostatic will act, and here in the vertical direction F gravitational will act, right? F electrostatic will be Q into E, which will be Q into sigma upon 2 epsilon naught. If the charge density is sigma, then it will be sigma upon 2 epsilon naught, and F gravitational will be mg, right? Now this system is at equilibrium, what they are saying, and then they are asking that what is the value of sigma here, okay. So if this is at equilibrium, then tan 45, which will be equal to Fe, tan 45, which will be equal to, if you are bringing it here, then Fe, F electrostatic upon F gravitational. From here, F electrostatic will be equal to F gravitational. That was the main concept. Now just a calculation is there. So Q into sigma upon 2 epsilon naught will be equal to mg. From here, finally sigma will become 2 mg epsilon naught upon q. So this is the answer, okay. So from here the first option, okay. Now moving to the next question, a current carrying wire is of in form of a circle of radius r, like there is a current carrying wire carrying a current I and having a radius r, like this is a circle, okay. Now they are asking to find the ratio of the magnetic field at the center to the axis, okay. Like at the center, if I am representing it by B1, then what is the magnetic field at the center? So B1 equal to mu naught I upon 2r, right? So this is the magnetic field at the center. Now at a distance r from here, what will be the magnetic field on the axis? So on the axis again, B2, we know that formula is mu naught I r square, where r is the radius square, so r square upon 2 times x square plus r square to the power 3 by 2, where x is again the distance from the center, so along the axis, so here x is equal to what? R. So r square plus r square to the power 3 upon 2, so here it can be written as 2 times, so mu naught I r square, when you will take it out, 2 r cube will come, right, and 2 to the power 3 upon 2, 2 to the power 3 upon 2 will give you 2 root 2. So it is giving us mu naught I upon 4 root 2 r. Now B1 upon B2, when you will keep this 2, it will go up, so obviously 2 root 2 will be the correct answer coming, right, when you are dividing it like this, okay. Now moving to the next question. So moving to the next question, like after this we are going to start math. Now as from the question you got the idea that we are getting a same level of questions as we got last time, like till now the 5 questions what we discussed was very easy, but it doesn't mean that all the questions will be like this. We have not got all the questions till now, so we will see that okay, what is the level of the question is coming, but as of now, as we can see that questions are very easy. So now Vijay sir will join us for math.
Thank you, sir. Okay, dear student, now we move to maths questions. Okay, so our first question is A1, A2, A3 this and AP. So AP is given and they wrote K equal to 1 to 12, A 2K minus 1 equal to minus 72 by 5 A1. sigma k equal to 1 to n, ak equal to 0, then the value of n we need to find. Okay, so sequence is AP first, there is the only one equation from which we can move further. So if you put k equal to 1, what we are getting? We are just getting value as okay. So if you put k equal to 1, what we are getting? It is equal to 1. K equal to 2, if you put then A3, then A5. So on, if you put 12, then A23. That is equal to minus 72 by 5 into A1. Can I consider A1 as first term A? Okay. Now this is also be AP, so sum of AP of 12 terms, n by 2, 12 by 2 into 2A plus n minus 1, that is 11, and d is equal to 2d, because we are using the alternative terms. Okay, minus 72 by 5 into A. Okay, so this one is 6 and 2 common and cancelled, then 12 into A plus 11d, and that is here 2 already we cancel out, minus 72 by 5 A. 12 to 72, 6 time cancel. If we multiply 5 this side, then 5a plus 55d equal to minus 6a. So here we are getting 11a equal to minus of 55d. So we got the value of a equal to minus 5d. Okay, we got the relation between a and d. Then just simply this one is we are going to use sigma ak k equal to 1 to n, sum of n term Sn equal to 0 they wrote, that is n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d, and d is actually here into d equal to 0. We can put the value of a here, a can be written as minus of 5d, so this become minus 10d, minus 10d and plus n minus 1d equal to 0. D common went to 0, minus 10 minus 1 minus 11 and plus n equal to 0. So what we got? We got n equal to 11. This was easy one. Okay. Now coming to next question. Find the maximum value of n such that 50 factorial is divisible by 3 power n. So 3 power n, just you need to find the exponent of 3 in 50 factorial. So we are going to find exponent of 3 in 50 factorial. Okay, so greatest integer of 50 by 3. Then what you write? 50 by 3 square. Then 50 by 3 cube. And after 3 cube, 3 power 4 will be greater than 50. So that's why we are not writing. What it is? 16 point something, so greatest integer is 16. This one is 5 point something, greatest integer 5. This one is 1 point something, greatest integer 1. So what is the exponent of 3 in 50 factorial? That is equal to 22. Okay, so we have 3 power 22 in 50 factorial, so maximum value of n can be 22. Asha, by the way, this was also easy one. Next, Pn equal to alpha power n plus beta power n, P10 equal to 123, P9 equal to 76, P8 equal to 47, P1. Then the quadratic equation whose roots are 1 by alpha and 1 by beta. Okay. So suppose equation ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0 we have, and whose roots are alpha and beta. Now Pn equal to this one, so we can use the Newton's formula na? If you multiply with Pn, this can be written as Pn plus 2 plus b into Pn plus 1 and plus c into Pn. Okay, now to get the value of ABC, we have a value of P10, P9, P8. I am going to put n equal to 8, so this can be written as A P10 plus b P9 and plus c P8, value equal to 0. Okay, now P10 is equal to 123A, then P9 equal to 76, B into 76 and C P8 is equal to 47 into C. Okay, now actually we need to know for what value of ABC it is going to be satisfied. Now see, if you put B equal to -1 and C equal to -1, 76 plus 47 is going to be 123. So can I say this will satisfy if A1, B minus 1 and C equal to minus 1. If these are the value of ABC, then our equation, quadratic equation become x square minus x minus 1 equal to 0. Roots are alpha and beta. Now what do you want? We want equation with the root 1 by alpha and 1 by beta. So what we do? We just replace x with 1 by x. So here 1 by x square minus 1 by x minus 1. Here only minus 1. Okay. Minus 1 equal to 0. If we multiply with x square, then take the minus sign common, then x square. Here will be the plus x and minus 1 equal to 0. Okay. So this is going to be equation x square plus x minus 1. Now coming to next question. Okay, term independent of x in this expansion. By the way, this is the question of binomial theorem. A standard problem already came in PYQ, even in advance also, but again they repeated this question. X plus 1, what we do, we write numerator in terms of denominator so that we can simplify something and then later we get the terms. So in denominator we have 1 minus x power 1 by 3 plus x power 2 by 3 in terms of power 1 by 3. So x can be written as x power 1 by 3 power 3, 1 can be written as 1 cube. In denominator x power 1 by 2 common, then x power 1 by 2 minus 1. Numerator x minus 1 can be written as x power 1 by 2 whole square minus 1 square. So a square minus b square I am using a minus b into a plus b. A minus b into a plus b. Okay, all power 10 we have. Now this term and this term got cancel out. A cube plus b cube, if we expand, then what we are getting? A plus b into a square minus ab plus b square. That term is going to be cancel out. Okay. So only x power 1 by 3 plus 1. A plus b will remain. Here if we divide by x power 1 by 2, then 1 plus x power minus 1 by 2. Whole power 10. This 1 cancel, x power 1 by 3 minus x power minus 1 by 2 whole power 10. Now this is binomial theorem only, and simply you need term independent of x. Now coming to next question. Modulus of z equal to 1, 2 plus k square z by k plus z. Okay, modulus of z is 1. 2 plus k square z by k plus z. Actually this was z bar there, equal to k into z. Okay. Maximum distance from k plus iota k square to the circle modulus of z minus 1 plus 2 iota equal to 1. Again, to get this value, maximum distance from this circle, we need value of k. And to get the value of k, I am going to cross multiply. So 2 plus k square z. If we multiply, we are getting k square z. Then z bar into kz. K as it is, z bar is modulus of z square. Okay. These two got cancel out. Then modulus of z is equal to 1. So from here it become k, and we got the value of k equal to 2. If k is 2, our point become 2 plus iota 4. Okay. Now what do you want? This is in point form. If you write, it is nothing, just only 2 comma 4 point in complex plane. Okay. So we want maximum distance of this point from this circle. What is the circle here? Circle center is 1 comma 2 and radius is equal to 1, and our point is 2 comma 4. Suppose this is the point 2 comma 4. For the maximum distance, we join the this point with the center. Now can I say that suppose this is PC and this one is R. So maximum distance is PC plus R. PC plus R. This PC distance between these two, root over x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 2 square 4 and plus R is 1. So what we got? Root 5 plus 1. Okay. So this is the maximum distance of given point. Now the next, number of solution. Okay, easy problem from the trigonometry, and again the same kind of the equation or exact same came before 5 6 here. 2 root 2 cos square theta plus I'm just multiplying 2 cos theta minus root 6 cos theta, we just factorize, minus root 3 equal to 0. In these two we can take common 2 cos theta, then what you are getting, root 2 cos theta minus 1, and in remaining two terms I am taking common root 3, then finally you are getting root 2 cos theta. Here 2 there was the plus sign, so here plus and plus 1 equal to 0, then again root 2 cos theta plus 1 common, finally you got 2 cos theta minus root 3 equal to 0. Cos theta value what we are getting, from first factor we are getting minus 1 by root 2, and from second factor you are getting root 3 by 2. Okay, now cos theta equal to minus 1 by root 2 in complete one circle. Actually here they wrote minus 2 pi to plus 2 pi, it means total 4 pi length. In 0 to 2 pi in complete one circle you are getting two solution for this one, one in second quadrant, one in third quadrant. So 0 to 2 pi we have total two solution, minus 2 pi to 2 pi there will be total 2 period, so 4 solution for this value. Similarly root 3 by 2 also cos will be positive in first quadrant and fourth quadrant, so again in this interval there will be 4 solution, 2 solution in 0 to 2 pi and remaining 2 solution from minus 2 pi to 0. Okay, now the next question, a plus I is equal to this matrix, determinant of a is minus 4 and alpha minus 1, determinant of alpha minus 1 adjoint of alpha plus 1 into a, that value we need. So again to get this complete determinant value we just need to find the value of alpha, and for that one determinant of a they gave determinant of a, so first I need to find a, then we equate. From here a can be written as this matrix as minus I will be 1 1 1, all the other elements 0 na. So first I am writing matrix A. What we do, we just subtract 1 1 1 from the diagonal element, 0 alpha 1, then 1 0 0 and 1 1 minus 3. Okay, so this is our A. Now I am going to expand. We are expanding determinant of A equal to 4 they wrote. So if we expand with respect to R2, so minus 1 multiply with minus 3 alpha minus 1 equal to 4. If we multiply 3 alpha plus 1 equal to 4, alpha equal to 1. Okay, we got the value of alpha here equal to 1, minus 3 alpha and minus 1. Okay, if you got value of alpha 1, then this is going to be 0. If this value will be 0, then complete determinant also be 0. Okay, now coming to next, a twice differentiable function f satisfy f dash x equal to fx, such that f0 and f dash 0 both are equal to 1 by 2, f dash x equal to fx. There is only function whose differentiation is itself, that is a e power x. So can I say that fx equal to a into e power x, or you can solve this differential equation also. Now f0 is equal to 1 by 2. So if I put x equal to 0, then f0 is 1 by 2, it is a, we got the value of a, so it is e power x by 2. Now what they are asking, f double dash pi by 3, fx we got, f dash x is e power x by 2, f double dash x is also e power x by 2. If we put the value as pi by 3, then e power pi by 3 by 2. Okay. Okay, so here now chemistry sir will join us.
Hello guys, hope all wrote the exam very well. So now I am going to discuss remaining chemistry questions, right? First question is, which of the following statement is correct is or for the adiabatic process? What is the adiabatic process? In the adiabatic process, heat changes are 0. Right, in the adiabatic process Q is equals to 0. So first option they given molar heat capacity is 0. What is the formula we have? Q is equals to C delta T. Q tends to 0, then C also tends to 0. So then molar heat capacity is 0 is the correct option. So what is the first option they given? Molar heat capacity is 0 in the adiabatic process, that is the correct option. Then second one, molar heat capacity is infinite is the wrong option. Then work done on gas is equals to increase in internal energy they given. Let us see. In the adiabatic process, Q is equals to 0. Okay, delta U is equals to Q plus W and Q tends to 0. Then internal energy change exactly equals to W. That means work done on the gas equals to what? Increase in internal energy. That is the correct option. Then what is the answer? Answer 1, first option is correct, third option is correct. Then option you have to give the 1 and 3. Option 3 is the correct one. Okay, let us discuss next question. What is the question? 100 grams of CaCO3 when reacted with 0.19 mole of HCl, then the moles of CaCl2 formed is P into 10 power minus 3 mole. Find P. This is given from the mole concept. So CaCO3 reacted with what? HCl. What it gives? CaCl2 plus H2O plus CO2. How many grams of CaCO3 given in the question? 100 grams. How many moles of HCl given in the question? 0.19 mole. 100 grams CaCO3 means how many moles? 1 mole. 1 mole CaCO3 react with 0.19 moles of HCl. Then how many moles of CaCl2 is formed? We have to find out. For this, we have to find out the limiting reagent. Obviously, we have to balance the chemical reaction. CaCO3 HCl, this gives rise to CaCl2 plus H2O CO2. This is not a balanced chemical equation. I am balancing the equation. Then here 1 mole we have, and here we have the 0.19 by 2. So then this is the limiting reagent. HCl is the limiting reagent, right? 2 moles of HCl from the balanced equation gives 1 mole CaCl2. Okay, 0.19 mole they given in the question gives how many moles of CaCl2? Then number of moles of CaCl2 is equals to 0.19 by 2 is equals to 0.095. Then what is the answer you get? 95 into 10 power minus 3. Then P is equals to 95 is the answer. P is equals to 95, right? Let's move to next question. Vapor pressure of pure liquid A is 200 mm of Hg. If 1 mole of A, 3 mole of B are mixed, assuming solution to be ideal, find the vapor pressure of pure liquid B if total pressure of the solution is 500 mm of Hg. This question directly given from the formula from the Raoult's law. What is the Raoult's law? P total is equals to P naught A XA plus P naught B XB. They given the P total and P naught A given, and we have to find out the P naught B. What is the P total given? 500. P naught A 200. Mole fraction of A 1 by 4 plus P naught B we have to find out, and it is what? 3 by 4. Then what we get? So 2000 is equals to 200 plus 3 P naught B. 3 P naught B is equals to what we get? 1800. From this P naught B is equals to 600 mm of Hg is the answer. Answer is 600 mm of Hg. Vapor pressure of the pure liquid B is 600 mm of Hg, right? Next question. This is given from the chemical kinetics. This is also very easy question, right? In the following graph between T off and initial concentration A naught, the graph is given between T off and A naught. If slope of the graph is 79.62 mole inverse per minute and initial concentration is 2.5 mole. Find the concentration of A after 10 minutes. When you observe the graph, this graph is between the T off versus initial concentration. We know that what is the relation? T off is A naught power 1 minus N. And this graph is like y is equals to mx, which means this is the graph of zero order reaction. This is the graph. From the graph we can say the order of the reaction. What is the order of the reaction? It is the zero order reaction, right? For zero order reaction, T off is equals to A naught by 2k and slope is equals to 1 by 2k. The slope given, how much they given? Approximately it is 80. Then k is equals to what you get? 160. From the zero order reaction, AT, concentration of the reactant at T time, is equals to concentration of the reactant initial minus KT. They asked the concentration of A after 10 minutes. Then AT equals to A naught they given 2.5 minus, what is the K we get? 160 into 10. Approximately we get the answer 2. The concentration of the A after 10 minutes, what is the answer? 2. Let's move to next question. Statement: metallic radius of aluminum is less than that of gallium. Next, ionic radius of Al plus 3 is less than Ga plus 3. What are the elements? Boron, aluminum, gallium, indium, thallium. Generally down the group atomic radius is increases. But in third A group elements there are some exceptions. What are the exceptions we have? So boron less than aluminum, atomic radius, boron less than aluminum less than, gallium less than, indium less than. This is the wrong one. What is the correct order? Because of poor shielding nature of 3D, which is enter after the aluminum in the gallium, then what is correct order is boron less than, atomic radius less than, gallium less than aluminum. But the given statement is aluminum less than gallium, but gallium is less than aluminum. This is the wrong option. And ionic radii order is Al plus 3. Al plus 3 ionic radii is less than Ga plus 3. Yes, this is the correct answer. So statement 1 is wrong, statement 2 is right. So statement 1 is false, but statement 2 is true is the answer that we have to give. Okay. Next one, they given from the organic chemistry, butene, but2ene plus bromine, but2ene CH3, CH double bond CH3, treated with bromine in presence of non-polar solvent. Then what we get? CH3, CHBr, and here we get the CH3. Treated with NaNH2 excess. Elimination takes place. From here H, Br, from here H, Br get eliminated. 2 moles of HBr get eliminated. Then what we get? Alkyne we get. CH3, C triple bond CH3. After that, they given Hg plus 2 H2SO4. Acid catalyzed hydrolysis. Markovnikov addition takes place. What we get? CH3, COH double bond CH3. Then tautomerism takes place. Then finally what we get? CH3 C double bond O. CH2 CH3 what we get? Here tautomerism takes place. Then finally what is the option? Correct option is option 1. Let's move to next one. Among the given compounds NH3, NF3, ClF3 and XeF2SO2, find the hybridization of the compound which is polar. Polar means mu should not be equals to 0 and highest number of lone pair electrons on central atom. Let us see. First, NH3 you can take. What is the hybridization of nitrogen? sp3. Lone pairs are 1. You can take NF3. sp3 hybridization, lone pairs are 1. You can take ClF3. What is the hybridization? Hybridization is what? sp3d and it has the T shape. Okay, Cl 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fluorine we have, fluorine, lone pair, 2 lone pairs, 3 bond pairs. So ClF3 having the 2 lone pairs, 3 bond pairs. And you can take XeF2 in this T shape, na? T shape, F, here we have F, here we have lone pair. In the NH3, mu not equals to 0. Here also mu not equals to 0. Here also this one get cancelled, but this is not cancelled. Here mu not equals to 0. And you can take XeF2. So what is the hybridization? sp3d. And it has the linear shape. Dipole moment is equals to 0. Compound is non-polar. So this is not option. Okay, you can take SO2. Right? One lone pair is present. The sp3 hybridization. Then in NH3 one lone pair, NF3 one lone pair, and XeF2 is not option because they asked for the polar, but XeF2 is non-polar. Whereas the correct option is ClF3 having the T shape in the sp3d hybridization having the 3 lone pairs. Then answer is ClF3 and ClF3 is in the what hybridization? sp3d hybridization. So answer is 1. And which of the following have highest value of E naught? M plus 3 by M plus 2. This we have to remember from the NCERT. This is the direct NCERT question. We have to remember the values all. E naught CO plus 3 by CO plus 2. 1 point plus 1.97 EV. E naught Fe plus 3 by Fe plus 2 0.77. E naught Mn plus 3 by Mn plus 2. What is the 1.51? And E naught Cr plus 3 by Cr plus 2 minus 0.41. So which of the following has the highest value of E naught M plus 3 by M plus 2? Answer is cobalt. Cobalt is the answer, highest. Okay, let's move to next question. Okay, thank you. Next weeks will continue. Thank you.
Okay, hello everyone. This is Zakir Hussain, Physics faculty at Resonance. Now we are going to start the physics portion here. Up until now, you have seen the 5 questions of the physics in the first take, and you saw that the questions were easy. Yes, they were easy, and the questions here which I am going to represent are going to be easy as well. However, as we progress into the paper, you will see there are some moderate type of questions. The questions we are going to represent are going to be sort of like a thermodynamics, sort of like a unit dimension, sort of like a Newton's law of motion based question. And here we are about to begin. Now, let's see here, we have this our PPT almost ready, and here we are going to see that the questions are kind of like low level. They are not that difficult. I mean, in terms of physics, they are kind of like slightly calculative, mostly based on formula, but they can be done very quickly. All right. So let's see our first question right here. So there we go. This is the question, and you can see it's a two SHM are superimposed on a particle moving along x-axis. X1 and x2 is given. First of all, you can pretty much tell this is a question from SHM, which means simple harmonic motion, and its difficulty level I would recommend, like I would say it's an easy level because it's sort of like based on the formula. So what is this thing? We have two here kind of like displacement given, x1 and x2. Now here we have this x1 like sine omega t and x2 is having omega t plus pi by 3, which means in the phasor diagram we are gonna place x2 right over here, like it is having more phase than x1, and how much it is gonna be pi by 3. Now we need to figure out the resultant of this thing and then finding the acceleration. So the resultant here is going to be xr, let's call it resultant r, and that is gonna be pretty much, since they are having same amplitude, they are gonna get simply a root 3, which you can get pretty much from a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta formula, where b is nothing but equals to a. When you do that, you are going to get resultant as a root 3, and it is going to make an angle which is half of pi by 3 as pi by 6. Now once you do that, you will be getting xr, the final version is going to be a root 3 sine omega t plus pi by 6. Now we didn't need to find the x value, we actually need to find here acceleration. Now acceleration is pretty simple, all you need to do is double differentiation, or if I have to recommend, I would simply say put that omega square right over here with the minus sign, that would give you the acceleration. So magnitude wise, the answer is gonna be, since we know omega is 5 square is gonna be 25. So magnitude wise, we are going to get answer third right here, 25 root 3a sine omega t, which is like 5t plus pi by 6. And with that, our easy question, first question is kind of like done. Let's move on to the next question, which is based on thermodynamics. To be more precise, it is based on kinetic theory of gases here. So let's begin. They're asking what is the value of gamma, which we know is Cp by Cv, which also have a formula 1 plus 2 by F. Very helpful for us for this question because they gave here degree of freedom for the two gases which are 3 and 5. This is gonna be, we all know it's a monatomic, and this is gonna be diatomic. So if you already know the gamma value for monatomic and diatomic, you don't have to do this formula. But let's just get this over with. Gamma 1 here is going to be 1 plus 2 divided by 3, which is going to give us 5 by 3, and gamma 2 here is gonna be 1 plus 2 divided by 5, which is gonna be 7 by 5. Now all you had to do is get the ratio of gamma 1 by gamma 2, because we have to kind of like follow the order here, first this 3 and then the 5 one. So we get here 5 by 3 divided by 7 by 5. That 5 which is all the way down is gonna be multiplied with the 5 which is at the top. If it does, then 5 into 5, 25, and 7 into 3 is gonna be 21. Moving on to the next question. Next question is, what is the ratio of the radius of the nth orbit for all three of these atoms? Hydrogen, helium plus, which means it has only one electron in its orbit, and lithium plus 2, which means again it has a one electron in its orbit, kind of like making them like a hydrogen like element, hydrogen type atom. So here first of all they are from modern physics, and I would still rate them as easy level problem because they are kind of like formula based. The formula we are going to use is radius is proportional to n square by z. Since they gave n is same for all the atoms, we are not gonna be bothered about that. But we are gonna be like very careful about this z, which is called atomic number, which signifies the number of proton, not the number of electrons. So be careful about that. So here we get R for hydrogen is gonna be n square divided by 1, because hydrogen have 1 proton, and then helium, which is gonna be having here 2, and then R for this lithium plus 2 is going to be n square divided by 3. So when we do the ratio of all these things, we get ratio like 1, ratio 1 by 2, ratio 1 by 3, which is not present here. So we need to do something, and that something is multiply 6 everywhere. When you do that, you get 6, and then 6 by 2, 3, then 6 by 3 is gonna be 2. That is gonna be our final answer, which is second option. Now moving on to the next question. The next question we are going to get is find the dimension of a by b square from the given formula. And this given formula, we already saw this thing like multiple times. It's like a modified gas equation. Here we have this a by b square and this b right here with v meaning volume. Now first of all, this question is from unit dimension. You could say this is also from thermodynamics because of this formula, but it's heavily depending on this unit dimension chapter, unit and dimension. And I would still kind of like rate it as easy to medium, because it still depends on the formula but requires a bit of a calculation. So let's begin. First, same unit is gonna be added or subtracted, which means the B has similar unit as volume, which means it is like having a dimension of L cube. Then moving on to this A, we can see that P plus A by V square is happening, which means the pressure is being added up with the A by V square, which means they have a same dimension. That means P pressure dimension is similar to our A by V square, making A dimension similar to P into V square. Now I wanted to convert this thing in dimension, but we don't have to, because we are going to be very careful about this thing. You will see why. So when we do here A by B square, we would be getting somewhat like here PV square divided by B, which is volume. Let's write simply V, and then whole square. You see what's happening here is V square directly cancel. That's why we didn't have to make a dimension there. So P dimension we are getting, which is M, meaning force divided by area, or you could directly write ML minus 1 T minus 2. So if you just remember the pressure dimension, this question is way easier. But it did made us do some calculation. That's why kind of like easy to medium level. Now for the answer here is gonna be the second option. Now let's move on to the next. Next is again unit dimension question. Unit and dimension question, because I mean literally we had a dimension right there. So let's and first of all, this is a match the column question, and we don't want to entangle ourselves like solving all of them. Let's pick which is easiest and then build from there. For example, let's talk about the strain. We know strain is what you called basically delta L by L, which means it's meter by meter, which means it's dimensionless. And amongst this column in this list, there is only one dimensionless quantity right there, which is gonna be m to the power 0, L to the power 0, T to the power 0. So it is going to be our A option here. Then moving on to the next, which is slightly different in these three, we can see there is a m to the power minus 1, which means something is divided by mass. Now which one is it gonna be? Not viscosity, because it's proportional to force, not the pressure gradient, because it's also proportional to pressure. So it has kg numerator. The only thing we have is compressibility factor, because that compressibility is actually, or should I write this way, it is equals to 1 upon bulk modulus. Now bulk modulus is kind of like for stress by strain. So for that you will get that m to the power minus 1. So here we have this B option. Now based on these two, I think we can get the answer. So let's see. Second, we have A. Third, we have B. So we get this second option right here. But just in case, we just want to check the others as well, just for verification sake. Now pressure gradient here is gonna be dP by dx, which is gonna be pressure ml minus 1 t to the power minus 2 divided by gradient x, which is gonna be L. So it is gonna be m L to the power minus 2 t to the power minus 2, which is gonna be C option. And yes, we are getting fourth as C option, which gives us this verification that our approach was correct. You can do the same thing for the coefficient of viscosity, which uses this formula. It's a bunch of formulas. One of the formula is force by area divided by delta V by delta L, kind of like a rate of strain. Use this formula and you will getting the same thing. Now moving on to the next question. Now next question is from relative motion. Relative motion. This what we called like a river boat problem here. So what we have is the speed of boat in a still water 27 km/h. Very important information for us. Let's underline this thing. Speed of the river is flowing 9 km/h. If the boat rows at an angle 150 degree to the river flow and it takes 30 degree to cross the river, then find the width. Let me tell you one thing, a secret here. If you are finding a time, what you need is simply the width of the river. You need a speed in that direction, meaning perpendicular to the river. That's it. You don't need to do another mumbo jumbo like this thing. So let's just make the river and we need to find this width. Let's call it simply x. And here we know the velocity is making 150 degree from the river flow, which means in perpendicular direction this angle is gonna be 60. Very important for us to get the component here. So if this thing is 27, this portion is gonna be 27 cos 60, and we all know what is the value of cos 60, which is 1 by 2. So velocity here is gonna be 27 into 1 by 2, that is gonna be 13.5. Once we get velocity, simple. Distance is equals to speed into time. And here we had this 13.5, but mind you, this is km/h. So you might have to do obviously 5 by 18 over here, and then multiply with the time, which they have given as 30 seconds. If you simplify this thing, you would be getting as 112.5. Now we have this question. So this question is based on Newton's law of motion, NLM. Now what is this question? About this particular data, this is kind of like uncertain. Sometimes it is given time somewhere it is given as distance. But anyway, we will figure out both of them. So let's start. We have this figure. There is a pulley which is having total mass 5 kg and this block is gonna be 2 kg and it is going downward while it is rotating. We need to figure out this omega, which is angular velocity, at a particular distance or maybe particular time. So how do we do that? Conservation of energy. The answer for every single thing which does not involve friction, conservation of energy. So basically the potential energy is going to be converted to kinetic energy, which is going to be half mv square, and I'm going to represent the mass of the disk as capital M, which means capital M. Now wait a moment, is that disk is having linear kinetic energy? No, it is having rotational kinetic energy, which means inertia. So it is going to be mr square divided by 2, and here since we are using velocity, you can do that as v divided by r whole square, which represent half I omega square. If you want to do this way, like v is equals to omega r, you can do that. You can start with omega. Anyway, let's begin. So 2 into 10 into height, which is 0.2, is equals to 1 by 2 into 2 into v square plus 1 by 2. By the way, this r square will be cancelled, into m by 2, which is gonna be 5 by 2 here, and then of course v square. So this right here is gonna be 4 is equals to v square plus this portion is gonna be 5 by 4 v square. We get here v square combined. That portion is gonna be 9 by 4 is equals to 4, giving us v is equals to root over 16 by 9, which is simply gonna be 4 by 3. And once you get velocities, getting omega is very simple, because all you had to do is omega is equals to v divided by r, which happens to be 10 centimeter, which means 0.1 meter, and this is going to give us 40 by 3 radian per second. Now for the bonus point, if they given in terms of time, all you had to do is leave that edge as it is, get acceleration, and then v is equals to gt, I mean v is equals to at you have to do, and that's it.
So, hello student, my name is Bharat Gupta. I am here math faculty. So, moving on the further discussion of the JEE Mains questions. So, let us discuss the few questions which are based on the permutation, combination as well as conic section. So, we are going to discuss few questions in which one of the question will be based on the hyperbola, one of the question will be based on the conic section in which ellipse will be there, one of the question will be based on the permutation combination also. One good question came from the permutation combination. Before that, let us discuss one question based on the conic section which is based on hyperbola. So what is given the question? Okay, hyperbola is given, a standard form of the hyperbola. Focus is given root 10 by 0, root 10 comma 0. Directrix is given, eccentricity is E. Find the value of 9 E square plus L. What is L? L is going to be a lattice septum. So this particular L is going to be a lattice septum length. So I have to find these all the values. It is nothing but the basic question based on the standard equation of the hyperbola. S, focus. I know the focus point which is nothing but AE comma 0, so I can say A is nothing but root 10. Directrix. Directrix is nothing but A by E, which is 9 by root 10. Two equations, two unknown. Can I get the value of A and E? If I get the value of A and E, I can get also B. So how to solve? Multiply them. If I multiply them, E will cancel out. I will get A square equal to 9. A will be 3. If A will be 3, what is eccentricity? Eccentricity would be root 10 by 3. What is formula? Eccentricity is nothing but root of 1 plus B square upon A square. So squaring both the sides, put the value 10 by 9 equal to 1 plus B square upon A square. So I can say B square upon A square will be 1 will come here, 1 by 9 or not. The value of A square is nothing but 9, so this will cancel out. I got the value of B as 1. Now what they ask in the question, they are asking the value of 9 times of E square. What is E square? Eccentricity is root 10 by 3, so whole square will be 10 by 9 plus lattice septum. What is lattice septum formula? 2B square upon A. 2B square upon A. What is the value of B given? B is 1, so 1 square upon A. A is 3. I got 9 times of 10 by 9 plus 2 by 3. Multiply 9 inside the bracket, so I will get 10 plus 6. So answer of this question is going to be 16. Simple problem based on the hyperbola equation. Moving on the next question, which is based on infinite solutions, then find the value of alpha meter. So this is nothing but the Cramer's rule, right? Determinant method. So it is also easy to moderate level because there is lots of calculation. Alpha we have to find, beta we have to find. So as we remember, for the infinite solution, determinant and delta 1, delta 2, delta 3 all is going to be 0 for infinite solution. So how to find the value of alpha and beta? Let us find the value of delta 2. What is the meaning of delta 2? That first row will be same, 3, 2, 1. Second row will be changed by 3, minus 3, minus 2. And third row will be
minus 1, 2 and beta. That should be 0. So can I say that this is particular one determinant equation? Can I get the value of beta from there? Similarly, I can find the delta 3. What is delta 3? First row will be same, 3, 2, 1. Second row will be same, 1, alpha, 1. Third row will be replaced by coefficient, constant term, 3 minus 3 minus 2. That is also 0. So can I simply find the value of alpha and beta? If I get the value of alpha, I have to find 22 beta minus 9 alpha. So let us solve this also. I can open this, beta minus 9 minus 6 plus 2. I am opening with respect to row 3. 6 plus 2 minus plus 1, 6 minus 3 must be 0. So from here I got minus 15 beta, 8, 16 plus 3. So I got the value of beta is nothing but 19 by 15. Similarly, I can open this also. If I open this, what is the answer? 3 times of minus 2 alpha plus 3 minus 1 minus 4 plus 3 plus 3 times of 2 minus alpha equal to 0. So you will get minus 6 alpha plus 9, that is multiply plus 1 plus 6 minus 3 alpha should be 0. So minus 3 alpha minus 6 alpha, that will be minus 9 alpha, 16. So I got the value of alpha as 16 by 9. And I got the value of beta as 19 by 15. Put all the values here, you will get the answer. What they are asking, 22 beta minus 9 alpha. So basic question based on the calculation part, Cramer's rule. Moving on the next question, which is based on permutation and combination. The total number of 10-digit sequence found by number 0, 1, 2 only, where 1 should be used at least 5 times and 2 will be used exactly 3 times. So 2 is fixed. I have to make 10-digit numbers. What I can say? Numbers are 0, 1 and 2. In every case, 2 will be used 3 times. 1 is used 5 times, at least 5 times, right? So 1 can be 5 times, 1 can be 6 times also. If 1 is 5 times, how many times 0 will be there? 2 times or not? Because 2 plus 5 plus 3 should be 10. If 1 is 6 times, 6 plus 3, 9, 0 will be only 1 time. If 1 will be 7 times, 7 plus 3, 0 will be 0 number of times. So in the 10-digit numbers, 0 will come 2 times, 1 will come 5 times, 2 will come 3 times. Now if you notice, if 0 will come in the first place, it should not be 10-digit number, it will become a 9-digit number or not. So how to solve? Let us assume that there is no restriction, factorial 10 upon factorial 2, factorial 5, factorial 3. Rearrangement of all these things. Rearrangement of what? 2 times 0, 5 times 1 and 2 times 3. 3 times 2. So rearrangement of them. In how many ways we can do it? Factorial 10 upon factorial 2, factorial 5, factorial 3. In that case, there is one scenario in which 0 is coming in the unit first place or not. If 0 will come first place, it will be not a 9-digit number. It will not be a 10-digit number. It will become a 9-digit number. So I have to remove that. How to solve? 0 will be in the first place. Arrange the remaining numbers. Factorial 9 upon 1 0 is gone. Factorial 5, factorial 3. Similarly for this, what is the answer? Factorial 10 upon factorial 1, which is 1 itself, factorial 6, factorial 3, minus factorial 9, 0 will come in the first place. So factorial 6, factorial 3. Last one, there should not be any 0, so all the cases will be considered factorial 10 upon factorial 7, factorial 3. Just make the cases and add all of them. This is the first answer, first case answer, this is second case answer, this is third case answer. You have to solve the factorial 10 and you will get the answer, right? So moving on the next question, which is based on maxima minima AOD, right? And it is a very good question. You will find that there will be some observation you have to do. Can I say this is a cubic equation? Cubic equation have local minima and local maxima at P and Q. How the graph of cubic equation looks like? Something like this. So this is the point of maxima and this is the point of minima. So I can say maxima is Q. So this is the point x equal to Q and this is the point x equal to P. Okay. Local minima is nothing but P, local maxima is nothing but Q. One more thing is given the question, P square equal to Q. So can I say that P square will be a positive value, so Q must be positive. Can I say Q must be positive? If Q must be positive, of course P must be positive also. I think it is clear. Cubic equation, the graph is something like this because leading coefficient is positive. Local minima and local maxima is given. So first will be local maxima, then it will be local minima. Local maxima occur at Q, so this will be Q, this will be P. It mentioned that P square equal to Q, so Q is positive, of course P is also going to be positive. So I can say for minimum maxima what we have to do, just differentiate it. So I will write the equation again. Let us do the differentiation. 2x cube differentiation 6x square plus 27 x square into a plus 24 a square. Anything we can take common? If we take 3 common, I will get 2x square plus 9x square a plus 8 a square. Check the factors are possible. Okay, that will be x square, not x cube. So that will be square, so it will be 18x. Wait. Let us do the differentiation again. So 2x cube differentiation will be going to be 6x square plus 9x square differentiation is going to be 18x into a plus a square is constant, right? Differentiation of x, that will be 12a square plus 1 differentiation will be 0. Anything common we can take? Take 6 common. What I will get? X square plus 3ax plus 2a square. Check the factors are possible. Can I break 2a square as 2a plus a? So I can say factors are x plus 2a, x plus a. So when it will be 0? For minimum and maximum, x equal to minus a and x equal to minus 2a. So can I say that these are the points of minima and maxima? Points of minima and maxima is nothing but minus a and minus 2a. In the starting I told that the point of minima and maxima should be positive. So can I say from here observation a must be less than 0? If a must be less than 0, this will be a positive quantity, this will be a again positive quantity. If a is less than 0, this quantity is more or this quantity is more? This is positive value, this is also a positive value. I can say this quantity will be less, this quantity will be more. If this quantity is less, that should be Q or not? If this quantity is more, that should be P or not? Because P is more than the Q. Now check this thing. P square is nothing but Q. So I can use this condition, P square equal to Q. P square will be 4a square and Q is nothing but minus a So from here I will get A as 0 or minus 4, minus 1 by 4. I will get the value of A as 1, I cancel out. So I got the value of A as 0 and minus 1 by 4. So can you tell me what they ask? Find the value of f of 3. Check 0 is possible. If I put A as 0 here, this will be cancelled out, this will be cancelled out. I will get 2x cube plus 1. 2x cube plus 1 don't have any minima and maxima. So this A will be eliminated, right? Now check the value of A as minus 1 by 4. That will be the answer. So I can say f of 3 is going to be 2 into 3 cube plus 9 into 3 square into A plus 12A square into 3 plus 1. You just have to put the value of A, which is going to be minus 1 by 4. Clear? So moving on to the next question, just put the value of A as minus 1 by 4, you will get the answer. So this is a very good question based on the AOD concept. You have to check that what is the possible value of A. A must be negative, otherwise it is not possible. Q must be minus A, P must be minus Q. Q is the point of maxima and P is the point of minimum. Apply it, you will get the answer. Moving on to the next question, which is based on limit. Okay, so basically it looks like 0 by 0 format. I have to check. I have to find the value of alpha plus beta plus alpha plus 2 beta plus gamma. If I put 0 here, what is the answer I will get? I will get gamma minus 1. E to power 0 is going to be 1 plus x into anything will be 0 upon 0 minus 0, which is 0. So I got the format of gamma minus 1 upon 0. Of course, it will be not defined, because if the gamma is not 1, if the gamma is 1, the answer will be exist. So easily we can say it is 0 by 0 form, gamma should be 1. I got the value of gamma. Now I have to find the value of alpha and 2 beta. How to solve? Put gamma as 0. This term will be eliminated. I will get x square sine of alpha x upon sine of 2x minus beta x. Can I make the standard limit here? Divide by alpha x, multiply alpha x. So can I write limit x tending to 0? I got x square into alpha x. Now denominator again 0. What is the expansion of sine 2x? I can use the expansion, either I can use the L orbital, whatever you will think, you can apply it. The expansion of sine 2x is going to be 2x minus 2x whole cube upon factorial 3 and so on, minus beta x. So can I say that I will get something like limit x tending to 0, alpha x cube upon x common 2 minus beta minus 8x cube upon 6, factorial 3 is 6, and so on. That is given as 3. If you notice, there should be x cube in the denominator, so that x cube and x cube will cancel out. I will get a constant quantity. There should not be any x term. If there should not be any x term, what should be the value of beta? Can I say beta must be 2? Because it should be a same degree, otherwise we will not get the answer as non-zero value. If beta is 2, that term will be completely eliminated. X cube cancel out. What is the answer? Alpha upon minus 8 by 6, which will become as minus 6 alpha by 8, is going to be 3. So what is the value of alpha? 3 will cancel out here, 2, 4, alpha will be minus 4. I know the value of alpha as minus 4. What they asked in the question, alpha plus 2 beta plus gamma. Alpha is minus 4, 2 beta is 4, and gamma is 1. Cancel out, answer is 1. If the answer is 1, which option is correct? You can say the fourth option is correct of this question. So this is the limit question. Now let us discuss next question, which is based on ellipse. I can say this is nothing but easy to moderate level question. if you remember one formula, the focal distance formula. What is focal distance formula? What they ask in the question, find the sum of minimum of PS and PS dash, where P lies on the ellipse. S and S dash are the focus. This is your PS, this is your PS dash. There is a formula, PS equal to E plus A plus E x, and PS dash equal to A minus EX. What is x? X is any point, x coordinate of the point P. Let us take the parametric point P, which is nothing but A cos theta comma B sin theta. So I can say PS is going to be A plus E into A cos theta, and PS dash is going to be A minus E A cos theta. Same formula I applied. What they ask, multiply PS and PS dash. If I multiply them, what is the answer? A plus B, A minus B. What is formula? A square minus B square. So can you tell me when this value is minimum and when this value is maximum? This value maximum is only possible when cos theta, this particular term will be 0, right? Because this is a minus sign. If this term is 0, 0 is only possible when theta will be 90 degree. So I will get the maximum value is A square, which is given as 18. Now PS into PS dash minimum value. Minimum value is only possible when this term will be maximum, and this term cos square theta is maximum when it will be 1. So you will get A square minus A square E square. Now tell me the value of eccentricity formula. Can I say eccentricity is nothing but under root of 1 minus B square upon A square? Take the LCM, cross multiply. So A square E square equal to A square minus B square. So what is B square? A square minus A square E square. So this value is going to be B square. That is given in the question as 9. So I can say maximum value is 18, minimum value is 9. What is 9 plus 18? Answer is going to be 27. So if you remember one of the formula, which is nothing but focal distance formula, you can solve this particular question very easily. So moving on to the next question, which is based on the integration. Integration is 0 to e to power of q GIF of 1 upon e to power of 1 minus x. It should be minus x plus minus 1 plus x. So the question is 0 to eq GIF of 1 upon e to power of x minus 1 dx is nothing but x minus log e base 2. So let us see how to solve this question. If you know the property of GIF, then only we can solve this particular problem. So can you tell me what is 1 upon e to power of x minus 1? This is going to be 1 minus e to power of this is going to be e to power of 1 minus x dx. Now, if I will say break this particular interval, if the value is more than 1, what is going to be happen? This quantity will be negative. E to power negative quantity will be 0 point something, and 0 point something GIF is going to be 0. So if I say 1 to e to power of q, this particular value is going to be 0. Now when this value will be 1, I can say x equal to 1. When this value is going to be 2, take the log on both the side, I will get 1 minus x equal to 2 ln 2. It will be 1 minus x equal to ln 2. X is going to be 1 minus ln 2. When this value is going to be 3, when 1 minus x equal to ln 3 and x is going to be 1 minus ln3. 1 minus ln3 is a negative value, which is not possible. Why it is not possible? Because they mention the interval is 0 to e cube, a positive interval. So negative quantity is not possible. So function will be break on these points. What are the points? 1 minus ln2, 1. So I can write 0 to 1 minus ln2 will be of course less than 1. So 1 minus ln2 GIF of e to power 1 minus x dx plus next value is 1 minus ln2 to 2 to 1 e to power 1 minus x GIF of x dx. So when I will put this value, I will get 2 point something, GIF will be 2. So 0 to 1 minus ln2 2 dx. 1 minus ln2 to 1 time of dx, and this integration will be 0. Normally integration we can do is 2 times of 1 minus ln2 plus 1 minus of 1 minus ln2. 1 cancel out, I got ln2, this is minus 2 ln2, so I can say 2 times minus 2 ln2 plus 1 ln2 will be minus ln2. So this is your answer. Compare with the question, what they say is x minus ln2, right? So what is the value of x? X is going to be 2. So this is a tough question, I can say, based on the properties of GIF. If you know how to open the GIF, the question is going to be simple. So thank you everyone. Now Anand sir will discuss about the chemistry questions which came in the today's test paper.
So hello everyone, hope you are doing well. So as you can see, the today's paper was like easy to moderate, not so many difficult questions came. They were asking very easy questions, questions based on GOC, question based on chemical bonding. So as we got some questions, so let's see what type of questions they have given. So in this question, what they're saying, in AX4Y, X and Y are the top 2 electronegative atoms. Top 2 electronegative atoms, and A has the highest ionization enthalpy in its period. So predict the hybridization of AX4Y. So let's see. So X and Y are the two top. X and Y should be what? Oxygen and fluorine. These are the top 2 electronegative atoms. So, and A is the highest ionization enthalpy. So A must be noble gas. So based on that, AX4Y will be this XCOF4. So in the case of this one, if we calculate the steric number will come 1 by 2, 8 plus 4. So it will come 6. So 6 means the hybridization will become sp3d2. So this is how they are asking the question from the chemical bonding. They are mixing periodic properties and chemical bonding both. So you can solve it easily. So next question, you can see what they have asked. They have given vanillin formula. So vanillin reacts with NaOH to give a compound which gives positive tolerance test. And second one, they are saying reacts with NaOH to give self-aldol condensation. So in order to do self-aldol condensation, we need alpha hydrogen. So as you can see in the case of this one, there is no alpha hydrogen. So as there is no alpha hydrogen, so it will not give this aldol condensation reaction, as it is having no alpha hydrogen. So no aldol condensation reaction is possible. Now if we see in the first option, what they have given, reacts with NaOH. So when we are going to react with NaOH, that is base, so it will do what? Cannizzaro reaction. So in Cannizzaro reaction, it will convert into this alcohol and carboxylic acid salt, COO negative Na plus, OCH3.
and OH. As you can see, in both of the cases, there is no aldehyde. There is no aldehyde. So again, it will not give what? Tolerance test. So again, it will not give tolerance test. No tolerance test. Tolerance test is not possible here. So what we can say here? Both the options are incorrect. So statement 1, both are correct. 1 and 2, both are incorrect. Both are incorrect. So again, this was an easy question. So let's see. So in this question, you can see this is question from GOC based on free radical stability. Based on free radical stability. So as you know, free radical is going to be so easy question also. So see what they have asked: which of the following carbon atoms form the least stable and most stable free radical, respectively? So they have marked the carbon atom also. So if we are going to form free radical and carbon number 1, it is present on sp carbon. Present on sp carbon. So this is going to be least stable. This is going to be least stable. Least stable. So as you can see in all the options they have given first. So 1 is the least option. Now we need to check the most stable one. Most stable one, we can remove it from here. So we can create free radical here. 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 So out of these two, as you can see in the carbon number 3, on carbon number 3, the free radical is present on tertiary carbon. Free radical is present on tertiary carbon. Free radical is present on tertiary carbon, which is having highest number of alpha hydrogen. Highest number of alpha hydrogen. So based on that, it is going to be most stable. Most stable here. Most stable here. So 1 and 3. 1 and 3 is the first option, as you can see. So let's moving forward to the next question. See. Again, a basic question from atomic structure. Just a simple formula based question they have asked. In Bohr's model atom, having radius of 4th orbit similar to 2nd orbit of hydrogen atom. So you know the formula of this Rn is equal to n square upon z into a0. A0 is basically Bohr's radius and this one is angstrom unit. Now for second orbit means n is equal to 2 and for hydrogen atom z is equal to 1. So R2 for hydrogen atom is going to be 2 square upon 1. A0. So it will be equal to 4A0. 4A0 for hydrogen atom. For hydrogen atom. Now we need to check for this one. So let's check for first one, beryllium plus 3. Beryllium plus 3. Atomic number 4. Atomic number 4 and the 4th orbit is given. So n is equal to 4. So R4 is equal to n square upon z A0. N is basically 4. 4 square upon 4 into A0. So it will be equal to 16 by 4 A0, which will come 4 A0. 4 A0. As you can see, this one and this one is what? Equal. Equal. So which is going to be our answer? So our answer will be what? Option number 1, beryllium plus 3. Option number 1, beryllium plus 3. Now see the next question. In next question is from coordination compound based on CFT. So what they have asked, see. Statement number 1 is saying delta naught less than P, high spin complexes are formed. Obviously it is true when the delta naught is what? Less. When we are going to do splitting, which is in case of splitting, so this part is basically T2Z and AZ part is there. This is T2Z and AZ. T2Z and AZ. When this gap is going to be higher, when delta naught is going to be higher, then pairing will take place. And if delta naught is less than pairing energy, then high spin complex will form. High spin complex will form. High spin complex. High spin complex, or we can say no pairing will take place. No pairing. No pairing. So statement number 1 is true. Now see, in tetrahedral, low spin complexes are rare as delta naught is also less than P. So in the case of tetrahedral also, in the case of tetrahedral, d orbital breaks into what? T2 and E. T2 and E. And the gap between these are, this delta T is very, very low. Very low basically. So as it is very low, so high spin complexes are possible. High spin complexes are possible. In the case of this one, low spin complexes are rare. This should be delta T. Delta T. So this case, delta T is very low, so high spin complexes are possible. So low spin complexes are what? Very rare. So statement number 1, statement number 2, both are true. Both are true. So option number 2 is going to be correct answer here. Now see the next question. In next question, what they have asked, which of the following compound gives tolerance test? Again, an easy question from carbonyl compounds, aldehyde and ketones. So tolerance test is given by generally what? Aldehyde. Tolerance test is given by aldehyde. Given by aldehyde. Aldehyde. So in this one, which one is aldehyde? See, first option is given benzaldehyde, PHCHO. This one acetone, not aldehyde, styrene, CH double bond CH2, phenol, this is phenol. So as you can see in all the cases, only one is having what? CHO group, only one is having CHO group. And when it is going to react with tolerance test, when it is going to react with tolerance reagent, which is this AgNH3 twice, AgNH3 twice, positive. So in presence of this one, it will convert into what? PHCOO negative. It will form carboxylic acid, basically benzoic acid. So in that case, we can see it is going to give tolerance test. So option number is going to be our first. So this is all about the question of chemistry which we got from the students. Hopefully you did well. Next we will be moving with the physics part, and physics part will be taken by Sisir sir. So let's hope for the best. Thank you all.
So hello students. So rest of the part we are going to discuss, like as of now what you have got the idea. From here we are getting the idea that okay, paper is exactly up to the level like the last time. Like some questions are moderate, most of the questions are easy, lots of questions are formula based also. So the thing is that okay, we have to just go to the formulas, we have to go to the topics and keep on revising the topics mainly and the formulas. That will be helpful for us. Now let's see some questions here. So this is the first question. So here this is a Zener diode question, okay, and also we can say that okay, voltage regulator. Lots of time we have seen that this topic is being asked again and again from the modern physics, like voltage regulator. We have seen lots of questions. Okay, so I think lots of you were aware that okay, there will be a high chance that this question will come, means this type of question, at least the topic we were aware of that thing. Now here they are saying that there is a Zener diode and the voltage, breakdown voltage of the Zener diode is 30 volt, right? So here the breakdown voltage of this is 30 volt, means the Zener diode can have a maximum of 30 volt, and after that rest of the voltage, means we know that in the diagram like the graph goes like this, means it doesn't allows the voltage to increase more than 30 volt. So here also it will be 30 volt, right? Now if it is a 90 volt, so here it will be 60 volt, right? So they are asking that find the current through the diode in milliampere. So obviously here the current we have to find, let it be I1. So first here if it is I0, then I0 will be E upon R, that is 60 potential difference across the resistor upon 400, right? So it is giving us approximately 150 milliampere, right? I think this is the value coming, right? So 3 upon 20, 1.5 upon 10, so we can write it 150 milliampere, right? So it is coming like this. So obviously this is the current through this resistor. Now here I know that okay, this is a 5000 ohm, so current through that one, this is I2. I2 is E upon R, that is 20, sorry, I2 is 30, V cross that is 30 upon 5000, so 6 milliampere, right? So I2 is 6 milliampere, so obviously I1 will be I naught minus I2, that is 150 minus 6, 144 milliampere. So this will be the answer. Okay, so this was a question from Jenner diode. And modern physics, obviously this is the favorite chapter as well as even a topic of the mains. Like there are lots of chances that in the upcoming test also there will be a question from this topic. Okay, moving to the next question. Now here these are two charged plate, infinitely charged plate, and uniformly charged sheets are shown in the figure. The force on charge Q placed symmetrically between the plates. Okay, now over here, due to this, the force on this charge Q will be in that direction, and due to this also the force on this will be in this direction. So F net will be F1 plus F2, where F1 is the force due to this plate and F2 is the force due to this plate. F1 is sigma upon 2 epsilon naught into charge Q and plus 2 sigma upon 2 epsilon naught into charge Q. So from here 3 upon 2 sigma into Q epsilon naught. Okay, so this question was a basic question of electrostat. Like level is very easy. Okay, we just have to add the forces and it is a formula based question. Also directly we can say that okay, two formulas we have to apply. So this is the value coming. Okay, now moving to the next question. Like here single slit diffraction. Now generally this question can be termed as a moderate level question because generally we don't have too much experience of this thing. It is not that okay it is very tough or very moderate level, but with respect to other questions we can say that okay these questions are rarely seen, so generally we don't see these questions lots of time, so that's why we can say that okay it was a moderate level question. Anyhow, a single slit diffraction using a wavelength of lambda, second minima is formed at θ1 angle and third maxima is formed at θ2 angle, and θ1 plus θ2 is 30 degree. Then the slit width. Now we know that sin theta approximately written as theta for dark fringes for minima is given by n lambda upon a, where a is the fringe width or slit width. Basically here we can say the width of the slit. So slit width we have to find. So this is n, obviously value of n will be 2 lambda upon a. For the third maxima over here θ2 will be given by 2n plus 1 lambda upon 2a, right? Because we know that in case of single slit the result gets reversed. Okay, like generally n lambda is the value for bright fringes, but here it is coming for the dark fringe. So we know that I will not go in such detail. I am just giving you the values, but we have to consider that thing. So here 3 to the 6 for third maxima it will be 7 lambda upon 2a, right? So θ1 plus θ2 is 30 degrees, so obviously we will have to use it as pi by 6. So just add it 2 lambda upon a plus 7 lambda upon 2a is equal to pi upon 6. From here 11 lambda upon 2a is equal to pi upon 6. So this is 3. From here we are getting a equal to, bring a on this side, so 33 lambda upon pi. This is the value of a coming, so 33 lambda upon a. So you can say that okay sir, this question was a bit tough with respect to those questions what we got, right? So this was a moderate level question, but comparatively we can treat it as a tough question with respect to the others. Okay, anyhow, so now moving to the next question. A wire having length of 2 meter having Young's modulus, this is Young's modulus of 2 into 10 to the power 11 Newton per meter square. Axial strain is 0.2 and Poisson's ratio is this one. Now see, in case of a strain, when we are pulling the wire, then in that case we know that energy density, elastic energy is stored. So density, see, energy density is given by, if U is the energy density, not the energy, then it is given by half into a stress into a strain, right? So half. Now a stress is not given, but Young's modulus is given, and here a strain is given. Axial strain means along the axis, like this. This strain is given. Okay, so half into Young modulus into a strain I can write. So here half into Young's modulus into a strain square. So half into Young's modulus is 2 into 10 to the power 11 into strain is 0.2 whole square. So it will be 4 into 10 raised to the power 9. So this is the energy stored. So 4 into 10 to raised to the power 9 is the answer. Now here, why I have ignored this Poisson's ratio? Because when we are elongating something, okay, obviously it will always have a decrement in the cross section area. Its cross section area will always decrease. So this formula was already calculated on that behalf only, that okay, when we are elongating there will be a decrement. So here this thing has nothing to do with the energy stored. So we can ignore that energy over here. Okay. So moving to the next question, and the thing is that okay, it was from properties of matter, okay, and in properties of matter also stress and strain topic was related to this question. Okay, now moving to the next question. Okay, this is a concrete wall having liquid of densities this and this, and there is a square window here of wood. Assuming no friction, find extended force needed to hold the window. See, this window is actually at a depth of 3 meters. This 3 meters is actually up to here. So up to depth 3 meters, there is a window of area 100 centimeter square. Okay. Now 100 centimeter square is obviously very small with respect to this 3 meter relatively, so we don't have to take the average pressure there. So they are asking what is the force needed to hold this, because from this side this liquid will apply force, from this side as the density is higher, so this will also apply a force. So the net force will be in this direction. I will have to apply a force like this to hold it there. Okay. So over here force will be rho GH, rho 1 for one of the density into area, minus from opposite side rho 2 into G into H into area. So rho 1 minus rho 2 into G into H into area. Rho 1, this is the higher value of density. So 1.5 minus 1 into G, I am taking G as approximately 10. So 10 into H. H is 3 meter and area is over here, the area is given 100 centimeter square. So 100 into 10 raised to the power minus 4. Now remember over here, I am not taking H as H by 2, that is the average height, because here the pressure is not being asked on the whole wall, only on this window. We have to find the pressure. That's why just we have to find rho GH. So from here I am getting 0.5 into 3 into 10 raised to the power minus 1. So it is 0.15 Newton. Okay. Now here the density, this was given in gram centimeter cube. I have taken it directly, so it will be giving us 10 raised to the power 3. So it will give us 150 Newton. Okay. So from here the value is coming 150 Newton. Okay. Because here it was in gram centimeter cube. So we'll have to convert that also. So we'll get this value. Okay. Now moving to the next question. Here figure shows a spherical surface of radius 40 centimeter. This is a spherical surface which is a transparent surface having mu1 and mu2 on both sides, and a point object is placed here at a distance of 20 centimeter from the medium. Now whose distance is, so we have to find forms of separation and image, like we have to find the distance of the image from this surface. So over here this is a question from like geometrical optics, and the topic we say that okay, it is a like the topic it belongs is refraction through a spherical surface, right? And it is directly a formula based question. The formula what we will be applied is mu2 upon v minus mu1 upon u is equal to mu2 minus mu1 upon r, where r is the radius of curvature. So mu2 is 1.5 upon v minus mu1 is 1 upon u is equal to mu2 minus mu1 will give us 0.5 upon radius of curvature, and obviously it is positive, so here plus 40. Now at the place of u we can put minus 20. So when we will put minus 20, this is 3 upon 2v minus minus plus 1 upon 20 is equal to, this will give us 1 upon 80. So 3 upon 2v will be equal to 1 upon 80 minus 1 upon 20. So this will give us minus 3 upon 80. From here v is coming minus 40. Now minus 40 means on the negative side at a distance of 40 centimeter from this surface. So obviously the value of x will be 40 centimeter. Okay, because they are asking the distance, so as a distance here it will be 40 centimeter. Okay, now moving to the next question. Photon of wavelength, this is a photon falling on a plate of lambda. This plate is having a work function of phi. There exists a magnetic field. Over here you can see that there is a magnetic field like this outward to the board given by a magnitude b perpendicular to the initial velocity. Now the electron is coming from it with a velocity in the direction perpendicular to the plate and as well as the magnetic field. Now we have to find if the radius of the photoelectron is this, then what is the value of alpha in this one? Now we know that R is equal to mv upon q into b, where mv can be written as momentum p upon e into b. Okay. Now e into b is here. Now just we have to find the momentum. Okay. So over here first find the kinetic energy, because phi is given, so we can use that thing. So hc upon lambda, see lambda was given, minus phi. So this is the kinetic energy. Now convert the kinetic energy in the form of momentum. So this can be written as kinetic energy as p square upon 2m is equal to hc upon lambda minus phi. From here p will be under root 2m into hc upon lambda minus phi. Okay, and now after putting this over here, I am getting R is equal to 1 upon E into B under root 2m into hc upon lambda minus phi. Now if we compare this with this one, so we can see that at the place of alpha 2 is coming. So value of alpha is 2. So it was also an integer type question where the value of alpha is coming 2. Okay. Now moving to the next question, and that is the last question of physics, that is V1 is this one. A particle is moving with velocity v1 and covers a distance x. Remaining distance is 3x upon 2, which is covered with a velocity v2. We don't know the value of v2. We have to find the value of v2 if the average velocity is this one. Now, this is a very basic question what we generally do in class 9th also, as well as in the beginning of 11th also. In basic of physics we have learned, or in kinematics we have learned that thing. So this is from kinematics average velocity topic. So we know that V average equal to total displacement upon total time, right? So from here V average we have a value as 5 upon 7. Total displacement is 3x upon 2 plus x, or x plus 3x upon 2 upon total time. Total time is coming as what? Total time for first one, distance upon velocity x upon 5, plus for the second one, distance upon velocity, that is 3x upon 2 upon velocity v2. Now x will go out, so this is 5 upon 2. Just we have to do the calculation now. This is 15 plus 2, 17 upon 2. So it is coming 5 upon, okay, 1 minute. Here V2 is there, so 5 upon 2 upon 1 upon 5 plus 3 upon 2 V2, right? Now bring this on this side, so 1 upon 5 plus 3 upon 2 V2 will be equal to 7 upon 2, okay? If this data is correct, then this is the value coming. So this will go on the other side, so 7 upon 2. From here, 3 upon 2 V2 will be equal to 7 upon 2 minus 1 upon 5. So this will give us 35 minus 2 upon 10. So it is giving us 33 upon 10. From here, V2 is coming, V2 will be coming 10 upon 11 3 is 33, so 11 2 is 22. 5 upon 11. This is the value coming, but this is not coming as an integer, so probably this data is not correct. If we are taking it as a 50 meter per second, then we are getting an integer here. If we will take 50 meter per second here, then we are getting an integral value. But as of now I have this data only, so that in that form I am giving you the answer. But later on, like, might be we will get the clear picture that okay, it is 50 or 5 upon 7. But if it is 50, then we will get a proper integral value. So as of now, if I am taking this data as a correct data, then it is 5 upon 11 meter per second, the value coming. Okay, so this is the thing. Now next, like, we have to do math, so maths are joining us, just be to it. Okay.
Hello children, how are you? I think all of you wrote the examination. Now waiting for the paper analysis. So first question is there. This is the area. Obviously, as we know, area question is little bit calculative. And diagram play an important role. So for such type of question, first of all, you can draw the diagram. We can draw the diagram y is less than and equal to x square. So our diagram is like that. And another one it will come 4 minus x square modulus less than equal to y. You can think like that, 4 minus x square is equal to y means x square, like that it will come the diagram, but plus 4 is there, so it will come like that. And after that, modulus is there, so it is going to become upward, like that. If you can see the coordinate of this one, so this coordinate it will come. X equal to 2 and minus 2, then y is going to become a 0. And another one you can see, y is less than equal to be 4. Less than equal to be 4, this part it will come here. And what they are saying, less than, x is less than equal to be 0. Means we have to be take the left side only. So what we can find, the area is our this part. This part, area we have to be find. Just you can see here, first what we have to do, from here to here area you can find out. After that, this minus this curve you have to be take. From here the intersection point you have to be find. So y is equal to 4 you can take. And then you can find here the value, x coordinate. And this one 4 minus y value is equal to 4 minus x square. If here intersection point will come the alpha, so we can go up to this point, and this point it will come the minus root 2, and this point will come the plus root 2. So we can go from here 4 minus this one, this point alpha to minus 2 plus this value. So this value is there, x square minus, again this value minus 2 to minus root 2, and then we are going to be simplify this one, and then we can get the answer. So diagram is this part only. One minute. Yeah. Another question you can see. This question somewhat easy question came in an examination. We have to be find the theta value between minus 2 pi to plus 2 pi. So either convert the sine theta in terms of the cos, या cos convert in terms of the sine theta. So here better you can convert cos in terms of the sine. So 1 minus sine square theta minus sine theta minus 1 is equal to 0. So 2 minus 2 sine square theta minus sine theta minus 1 is equal to 0. So minus 2 sine square theta minus 2 sine square theta minus sine theta plus 1 is equal to 0. You can take the minus common here. So 2 sine square theta plus sine theta minus 1 is equal to 0. Now you can find the sine theta value. So sine theta is equal to minus 1 plus minus under root of 1 whole square plus 4 into 2, 8 divided by 2. So sine theta is equal to minus 1 plus minus, this value will come 3 from here. By the way, minus sign we can't be take because this value will come the minus 2. If I am taking the plus here, so 2 by 2 is equal to 1 will come. So sine theta is equal to 1. Now theta value we can find between this one. So sine theta become the 1 for how many of the value? You can see pi by 2. Add the pi by 2. And again this side only it will come. So again this become the minus 3 pi by 2. Also this become. So we can say here the number of solution we can find from here. Now some you can see line and point format are there. In the January session also we have seen so many questions came from the line and point concept. So line is there and Q and R point on this line. So this is the Q point and this is the R point. On this line it is there. And P point is here 0, 2, 3. If we can connect this one, so they are asking about find the area of the PQR. So how we can find the area of the PQR? This length is equal to given 5. We have to find the perpendicular length. Once we can find the perpendicular length, give this name is M, means half into QR into PM. Half into QR into PM, then we can find. So PM is equal to already given. We have PM not QR is equal to already given. We have to find the PM value. So for finding the PM value, what we can do here? You can find the M value. This is equal to, you can take the lambda. So M coordinate is equal to minus lambda plus 1. 3 lambda plus 2 and 5 lambda plus 3 we can get the M coordinate. We have to find the lambda value because once we can find the lambda value, so with the distance formula we can easily find. So here the dr of the PM, drs of PM is equal to what the value will come, this and this you can subtract, minus lambda plus 1, 3 lambda and this one is equal to 5 lambda. This is the dr of the PM and dr of this line is there minus 1, 3, 5. So you can multiply here. So minus 1 minus lambda plus 1 plus 3, 3 lambda plus 5, 5 lambda is equal to 0. Because both are the perpendicular, so this dr and this dr, this dr and this dr is the dot product is equal to 0. So we can find from here lambda minus 1 plus 9 lambda plus 25 lambda is equal to 0. So how much it will come? 25 is there and 10, 35. Lambda is equal to 1. So lambda is equal to 1 by 35. Once lambda is equal to 1 by 35, here you can put those value and then you can find the distance of the PM. Once you can find the distance of the PM, you can put here, you can find the area. Another question are there. This one. See one thing here. This one you can take on this side. Means sin x cos y, because here we are filling this part is the common from here and here. So sin x into cos y minus cos x into sin y f of 2x plus y is equal to, another one is there here. Just one thing you can see, this complete multiply with this one, and this completely multiply with this part, up to here, up to here. So this part I am going to be sent on that side. So f of 2 x minus y, then from there it will come the sin x into cos y, sin x into cos y, and from there plus cos x into sin y. This is equal to, we can write sin x minus y f of 2 x plus y is equal to f of 2 x minus y sin x plus y, we can write here. Send on this side means f of 2 x plus y sin x plus y is equal to f of 2 x minus y by sin x minus y is equal to, we can take the k. So what we are finding here, this is equal to, if we can assume the theta, so we can get here f of 2 theta is equal to k sin theta. Yeah, otherwise this function also we can write like that, f of x is equal to 2 theta is equal to, we can take the x, so k sin x by 2. This is become our function. Apart from that, other information is given this one. So from this you can find the k value. Once you can find the k value, so you can find the f of x value. And after that you can find this one. I think it is not a m. Here maybe 3 times differentiation or 2 times differentiation is there in the question. So once you can find the f of x, then you can easily find the differentiation of that one. Yeah. Let C1 and C2 are the circle passing through 9, 4. As you know, in the coordinate geometry, depend upon the diagram. This is a circle is there. If you can draw the diagram perfectly, immediately you can get the idea and you can solve also. So we can take into the coordinate axis. C1 and C2 are the circle passing through -9, 4. Contact with x plus y is equal to 3. So x plus y is equal to 3. Diagram is like that in this line. And another one is there, x minus y is equal to 3. So diagram is like that. And circle is there which is passing through -9, 4. Means one circle you can take like that. One thing you can see here, one circle is like that, another one circle is this is the symmetric only. This line become x-axis is the symmetric. So center must be on the x-axis only. So if the center coordinate you can take, some point we are taking k comma 0. And this is the intersection point minus 9 comma 4. So from here to here, and just you can see here, this is the value or the k. Once we can find the k, so easily we can find the radius. K comma 0 we have assumed the center. Why? Because it is symmetric, so center must be on the x-axis only. So k plus 9 whole square plus 0 minus 4, so 4 only whole square under root. This is radius, this is the radius, and then we can take this is the perpendicular from here to the this line, because this is also the become the radius only. So this line equation is x plus y is equal to 3. K comma 0, so k plus 0 minus 3 by root 2, this is become the radius. Now squaring on both side, and then you can find the k. Two value of the k you can get, because k will come into the quadratic equation. Once you can get the two value of the k, so from those two value, one value of the k1, another value of the k2, so r is equal to, means r1 is equal to, we can find k1 plus 9 whole square plus 4 square. They are asking about the r1 square and r2 square. So this one and r2 is equal to k2 plus 9 whole square and 4 square. So from here you can find the k1, k2. Yeah, easy way, just you can subtract. So you can get here k1 plus 9 minus k2 plus 9 whole square. A square minus b square we can use here. So this and this minus, subtract k1 minus k2 and k1 plus k2 by 18. This convert into the quadratic equation. Some of the roots you can find directly from here, and then those value you can put here, you can get the answer. Yeah. Yeah. So we discussed already all the sum. Now we can see how was the paper. As you know, paper is mathematics paper, obviously some lengthy paper. But this time what we can observe, from the from the January session, you can compare, especially the 28th and 29th date. So with respect of that one, this paper are the somewhat the easy paper. But the 22nd shift you can see how the level was the 22nd shift, the first paper. I am feeling like that only the level is there. Some of the question must be the calculative, as we already know about the mathematics. Apart from that we can find paper is somewhat easy with respect to those paper. Lengthy is there, calculative is there, and whatever the question we got, so we are finding so many questions came from the 11th class, and also the question in the same pattern only came. As we know, 2 to 3 question will come from the 3D and vector, so we can find already here. Apart from the matrix and determinant also we are saying, so question also came from the matrix and determinant. Again the mode weightage is there, the algebra and the coordinate geometry and calculus. Yeah, now we can see the. Last time also we can observe so many question came from, so many means the every paper we observe, every paper we can observe, quadratic equation and progression, 3 question came combined. One question separately from the quadratic equation, another one from the progression, and one question we can find combination of the quadratic plus progression. Here also you can see progression 1 question are there, progression 1 question are there, progression 1 question are there here, and quadratic we can come, yes, quadratic equation also question are there. One thing we can find here, trigonometrical equation in this paper 2 question came. Not one, we got the 2 question. Generally trigonometrical equation only the 1 question is coming, but in this paper we can find the 2 question came. Come to the matrix determinant, already we know from this chapter definitely 2 question will come. So we got the 2 question came. Binomial also question came. If you can see at the 11th, 12th, so in this sheet, in this slide we are finding so many questions are there from the 11th class. Yeah, whatever the question, because this question are the memory based. So how many questions we find in this, out of that we are finding more number of questions from the 11th class only. Once we can see few questions we can find are the difficult one is there, just like from the ellipse question, obviously the lengthy question are there because so many students can confuse there what is the minimum and maximum value of the S dash P and SP value. So we can keep here like a difficult, but again this depend upon the student to student. Complex number, yes, complex also we can find the somewhat the difficulty level are there, but again the matrix and determinant question was easy question. Permutation combination, easy question only they ask because directly they ask the exponent of the 3. So exponent of the 3 you can know, very easy. 3D again the repeated question are there, which question we can find to the first session, almost similar question we can find this time in the 3D. Even I am also expecting the coming session, maybe the student who are going to prepare for the tomorrow examination, yeah, day after tomorrow, must be see the line and point form. Line and point form is again the important part. Ellipse okay, different integration, AOD easy question came. Permutation combination we can find one question are the easy, another question was the lengthy question are there, means the calculative question. If the one single point also you can miss, you can lose your marks there. So we got this number of question only. So according to this analysis, we can say paper was the moderate, must be calculative paper are there, must be the calculative paper are there. So now for the analysis part, chemistry sir is going to come. Hyperbola, yes. Yeah. So now for the analysis part of the chemistry, our chemistry sir is going to become Vamsi sir. Yeah, Vamsi sir.
Thank you, sir. So now I will continue with the analysis of chemistry part for the first attempt, for the first shift, April 2nd, and so coming to the number of questions we have received from the students is to all total to 19 questions we have received from the children. And if you see the questions, the first question from amines chapter organic chemistry, and the question was very simple. He was asking based on what is the basic strength order of primary, secondary, tertiary amines and also ammonia. But only thing he has asked is what is the basic strength order with respect to methyl group. That was a straightforward question, very easy question it was from the 12th standard, right? And next question was from carboxylic acids and derivatives. This is also from organic chemistry and hydrolysis related. This question also I hope you have seen in the question discussion, right? So, leaving group ability, based on leaving group ability, that was also an easy type of question from 12th standard. Then the next question came from biomolecules on amino acids, it has come. That was also very simple. Glycine was the amino acid, the one and only amino acid in which a achiral center will be there, right? So, it was also an easy question. The next from GOC one question came, that is based on aromaticity, anti-aromaticity and non-aromaticity, right? So, that was also an easy question, right, from organic chemistry. The next question was from inorganic chemistry. He was asking about which of the properties, right, was having abnormality when you move from top to bottom in 17th group. That was also very straightforward NCERT based question it was, but it was from 11th standard, right? It was from 11th standard. Then thermodynamics, a physical chemistry question has come, and purely straight away it was from first law of thermodynamics, and that question level was also easy, right? Then the next question again from mole concept, chemical equations and stoichiometry, and it was also from 11th standard, but straight simple question, level was very easy, so no problem. And another question came from physical chemistry, that is from solutions, Raoult's law. Based on Raoult's law concept it has come from 12th standard, but the question was easier, so comfortably you can solve it, right? Next chemical kinetics, physical chemistry, zero order kinetics, and you remember from chemical kinetics only two orders we are having, zero order and first order with respect to syllabus, right, JEE main level syllabus. So, zero order reaction they have asked, and it was little to the medium, moderate level it was to say, right. Then next question was from inorganic chemistry, P block elements, they have asked physical properties. See, this is of based on the physical properties, this was also based on the physical properties. Wherever the questions from inorganic chemistry has come, the questions are lesser in number and also they are all from physical properties related. No reactions, no complex questions from inorganic chemistry. This is one point you have to understand. Strictly if you are reading the physical properties part from NCERT, beautifully it will cover all the concepts related to these questions, right? Very comfortably you can solve them. So, this is also of a moderate or medium level. Then the next question is from organic chemistry, that is from hydrocarbon chapter, in which he has focused on preparation and reactions of hydrocarbon, that is alkenes and alkynes, and this was also relatively, as it was a combined clubbed question, it was a little to the moderate level. And then another question came from chemical bonding, in which he has mixed the concepts and the student should have the knowledge of all these concepts like a dipole moment, Vesper theory and also valence bond theory, VBT theory, but the question was comfortably to be done directly, therefore it was classified into easy level, and this level of classification of the questions into easy, medium and difficult is purely based on students' perspective. So, if I am mentioning that it is easy, it is not that it is easy for the faculty, it is easy, it should be easy for you only. That means your preparation should be to that level or in that way, to that extent that you should also feel it easy, right? And if we are saying a medium or difficult, means it is actually to the medium or difficult level, taking more time or two or more concepts clubbed together like that, right? Na? Then coming to another inorganic chemistry question, that is a D and F block, and they have asked from very important concept, straight away it is there in NCERT textbook, that is reduction potentials, electrode potentials. So, based on that the question was there. So, it is little to the difficult level as the data has to be memorized, remembered by the child. And one more question came from chemical bonding to say, and this again from the VBT and Vesper theories, right? And this question was little to the difficult level, it will take a little more time also. and one question came from aldehydes and ketones. The first question was also from, this question was also from aldehydes, ketones, carboxylic acids and derivatives. Then another question from aldehydes and ketones, in which they have mixed the concept with aldol condensation, Cannizzaro reaction and distinguishing test between aldehyde and ketone. Therefore, as multiple concepts are linked together, little more it will take the time. Very carefully you have to solve this question, that it will take much more time than expected. Therefore, it is classified into difficult level, right? And then 16th question, it came from basic principles of organic chemistry, nothing but in our words we study it as general organic chemistry, GOC chapter. And in this chapter you can see the question was based on free radicals, the stabilities of free radicals. They have asked, one molecule was given in which from which carbon the radical formed will be most stable and least stable. So, that question was comparatively easy only, because if you know the order that tertiary free radical is more stable than secondary than primary free radical, so very easily we can opt the correct answer, right? And the next question came from physical chemistry, atomic structure, again based on Bohr's model of hydrogen atom. And this question was also taking lesser time and easy calculation, therefore to the easy level. Then coordination compounds. Another question came from coordination compounds, in which they have focused in this question on CFT, crystal field theory. We know that coordination compounds is and D and F block. This two two chapter set is a very important set for inorganic chemistry. Therefore, every student have to must and should revise and prepare perfectly for these two chapters in order to score better in inorganic chemistry part, right? Na? So, multiple questions can come from the set of these two chapters, D and F block plus coordination compounds, and the level of question was classified to be moderate level or medium level. Then another question came from organic chemistry, again aldehydes and ketones, in which a chemical test to distinguish between aldehydes and ketones was asked, and that was a direct question, in which you can say it is an easy level of question, very comfortably you can solve it. So, in this manner, if you see the questions that altogether you can observe, the more number of questions came from organic chemistry, and then from physical chemistry, and then from inorganic chemistry, and also the level of questions are not all are easy. Some questions are easy, little higher number of questions are easy, and next are moderate level questions, and less number of questions came from difficulty level. This is exactly to the pattern they follow in 60:30:10 ratio, right? So, you should also keep this in mind, 60% easy questions, then 30% medium moderate level questions, and 10% difficult questions can come. So, accordingly you should also be ready with your preparation, right? And the balance between 11th and 12th also was quite well, and the overall level of the paper or the comfortness in the paper is more or less similar to the January attempt paper, and it is above easy. That means you cannot directly say that it is an easy paper, it is above to the easy paper, nearer to the moderate level paper you can say, right. So, it will consume some time in some of the physical chemistry questions and organic chemistry questions. Very carefully we have to apply the concepts and get the answers, and there are some more questions also need to be collected, and once we get all the questions together, we will be releasing the entire test paper with key and solutions, right. Now, I invite our Zakir Hussain sir for physical chemistry, for physics test paper analysis, right. So, sir, please.
Okay, thank you for this, and let's begin our physics session here. Now, the physics is gonna be slightly different from the chemistry and maths. Let me tell you that thing up front, okay. Soon we are going to see that thing in an analysis, and you will realize that the paper is actually kind of easy as long as you are very, very focused on PYQs, which means previous year question, like doing the mains one, not the advanced one. So, let's begin. So here we have all the questions which are all up to 20, which still lacking 5, which we will cover up later. And then we will upload the Word file for the test paper along with the answer and of course this entire thing. So let's begin. So what we have is the first question, RBD, which is, just wait a moment, here it is. So we have this first question as RBD. Yes, of course, RBD is kind of like a scary chapter, but the question came from there was much easier because it depends, or it is asking simply the moment of inertia of a rod. So it is the easiest thing you could get as long as you know the formula of moment of inertia. And it is from the 11th class, so I would rate it as easy. And it is also easy for those students who has practiced the PYQ question. That's it. I mean, just remember the formula. That's all. Now going forward, the next question is gonna be the electrostatics. So electrostatics, we had charge question like finding the electrical field becoming zero, electrical field by the charge, and that is from the 12th class right here. So let's give a different symbol here for 12th. For 12th class, and it is also easy because again, it's kind of like a formula, just KQ by R square. Moving on to the next, we had NLM question, which was basically a force balance. The tricky part there was simply hinge point. But if you did the FBD or made the FBD before, believe me, it is much easier of 11th for 11th syllabus, and that's why rated is again easy. Next, again we had electrostatic question, and again it was based on electrical field, which means anyone who has done the formulas, like reading the formulas, they will get easily, because we had this thing already like charge, electrical field by the charge. Now we had electrical field again, but this time the plate, which is gonna be sigma by 2 epsilon naught. If we remember, again for this 12th class, much easier. But if you are unable to remember the formula, of course, it's gonna be tough. Moving on to the EMF, which means the magnetic field generated by ring. And that question requires two formulas. One is on the center, one is on the axis. You have to remember both of them in order to get the answer. You could derive one of the formula, but it would take some time. So as long as you know the formula, it's easy. But if you don't, then and only then I would rate it as medium, because you need to derive the formula for that. So let's move on to the next thing. Next thing is SHM, simple harmonic motion. And here things get slightly difficult, because up until now they ask like topic, which like subtopic, which is the first thing in the chapter you get. But here the superposition happen after, like at the end of SHM. Yes, of course it is 11th class, but because they are something like a topic which is at the end of this thing, I would rate it as medium. Any person or any student ever did the SHM or any other chapter, they know chapter starts like A, B, C, D, like easy. And at the end, you are like Shakespeare, like that kind of difficulty you get. Next is thermodynamics question, which is actually like a gamma value they're asking. So it is from the 11th class. As long as you know for the formula, it's gonna be easy. Okay, so let's move on to the next session. Next thing. Next is modern physics. Now modern physics question is like based on literally the formula. It's asking for the radius of atom. I mean, this is what you call like starting if you ignore the photoelectric effect. I mean, straight jump into the Bohr's atomic model. So radius of atom, 12th class, and of course, as you know the formula, easy. If you don't, of course, it's gonna be really difficult, because it's really hard to make this formula in the paper under that pressure. So I gave it reading as easy to medium. Then we had unit dimension, and the thing about unit dimension which I really like is if you're getting a question of dimension, it's much easier. You don't have to worry about centimeter, meter, straight it's L. And if you're like having kg and gram, then it's straight M, that's it. And that is why both of these dimension questions were easy except this one. The reason for that is it's a match the column question. And if you don't know the trick to get the fastest way, then it might take you more time than 3 minutes. That is why it is gonna be medium. So it's like medium to hard type. That one is literally easy. Moving on to the relative motion question, they ask a riverboat problem, which is kind of like, okay, there was a small trick there. The trick was, not all the data were useful, especially that 9 km/h, which they have given as the river speed. So if you ignore that, easy level. Moving on to the RBD question. Now this time they ask actually a big, kind of like a big gun question, kind of like a tough question. And that was finding the angular speed at a particular time or a distance. Now this one is okayish, I could call it, but at the same time, you really have to derive it. There is no formula there, okay? You're actually doing the conservation of energy or maybe fixed axis analysis. But because of that, I would rate it as medium. It's not based on formula. Next is semiconductor Zener diode. Now, Zener diode is one of those topics which happens at the end, okay? At the end of the semiconductor. So if you go up to that thing and remember how it's done, then it is easy. Otherwise, I would give also a medium, because you need to know what is Zener diode actually does in reverse bias. Moving on to the next question, which was electrostatic. Again, electrical field, 12th class, easy level. Next we have a wave optics. Now wave optics is not a chapter which is favored by all. I mean, we hate it, we know that. Now if you did the YDSA and especially the single slit experiment, then it is gonna be like medium type. Single slit, it's definitely gonna be like less easy, more medium, because again it's formula based thing. Next we had elasticity viscosity, which is asking potential energy. There was small hiccup there because they didn't clarify, do we have to do only axial energy or more? But the axial thing is actually in our syllabus, like half stress into strain into volume thing, which is for axial is defined, not for shear stress or shear thing. So only because of that hiccup, if somebody like thinking about should we attempt it, only because of that I might just tiny bit give it as a medium level. Otherwise it's an easy, as long as you are ignoring that ratio was given there. Next, fluid mechanics. Now fluid mechanics pressure question, way easier if you understand the diagram, because diagram did not clarify itself like properly. Is it vertical, horizontal? Only because of that it's medium. Otherwise its rating is also goes easy. I mean, who doesn't know rho GH? Everybody knows rho GH. So as long as you realize it was vertical, it's gonna be easy. Next is gonna be the geometrical optics question, which was slightly difficult because they didn't ask a question from a lens. Okay, we are very comfortable with lens, like we did in 9th class, 10th class. So because of that, medium. And then modern physics question, which was photoelectric effect, again medium, because it's good topic actually. Last is kinematic, which I feel like a sweet after a food. It's kind of like 11th, easy. Now to conclude whole thing in one, I would say as long as you did the PYQ of mains, any student who did the PYQ practice over the mains and remember the formula, pretty easy. Getting 60, 70 is not a big deal. But if you didn't, then it's gonna be issue. And let's check year wise, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we got like around 11 questions. 11 question from 11 standard. What a number. And remaining of course 9 from 12. So almost like half. They didn't do the partiality here, which I really like. I mean, if you were very good in 11th and somehow didn't get the 12th proper, no problem, you're scoring actually half of it, and that is really count here. Now for the conclusion, I would say our analysis is done, our question is done. Let's meet for the second shift. So stay